Hey y'all, we are live. Wait, yes we are. We're live and we're live on Twitch. If you're listening right now on the Radio FX app, you're missing out on the full experience of watching us. Me. It's just me. Watching me on Twitch. You can see the cute little sweater I'm wearing. It says, oh crap. It says, the future is love, because the future is love. I believe that with my heart. Valentine's Day is coming up. We're officially in the year of the tiger. I was born in the year of a tiger, 1998, and so was my mom, actually, 1962. Yeah, I love it. I already feel like this year has been going good. I'm going through it, but not more so than usual. It's actually a little bit less than, so I can handle it like a little bit better. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's always chances to better yourself. I don't know. It's fun to be back, like, in school, doing work, doing the radio, doing other stuff. Like, it's fun. It's exciting. I feel like I don't really get these chances, like, all that. I'm seizing every opportunity I can. And I'm definitely enjoying being back. I'm enjoying the year of the tiger. It feels cute. It feels fun. Was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday was 222, which was my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Abby. You're probably not listening. She don't be listening. She's not supportive. I would support her. I watch all your Instagram stories, Abby. I do. All of them. It was her birthday. She turned 21 officially, which made me feel so old because I remember when she was a baby. When my brother turns 21, that is when I know I am over the hill and, like, done for. Because I was 6 years old when that young man was born, and I don't know. I don't know how old he is. 6 years minus 23, carry the one, whatever. He's a teenager, but it's weird that, like, my sister's, like, a fully legal adult now. It feels weird because I don't feel like a fully legal adult, and I'm sure she doesn't feel like a fully legal adult. Like, I feel like a child. And I say this as I'm about to give advice to people on questions, but I mean, what can you do? You know, some days you feel like a child, some days you don't. It's really interesting to be in the month of Valentine's Day. 23rd year single, going strong. Wait, hold on. OMG, hi, long time no see. Cool. I'm looking at chat. Sorry. If you see me looking up, it's me looking at the chat. I don't know who you are, but anyway. But today we have a lot of cute questions. Well, they're not super cute. A lot of them are actually, like, a little bit serious, but I love being able to give advice and helping people with my tarot cards. But we do have some questions about love, and I do love a good love question. Okay. I love the emotes. Okay. So, but first, before we get into questions, let's get into some music. Coming up, we have some Kali Uchis, some Chloe and Halle, something else that I have yet to think of. But this is Solita by Kali Uchis. You're listening to Moonlit Vibes only on Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station. All right, that was BS by Miss Janae Aiko, featuring her, Her. Welcome back. All right, so I have a bunch of questions that were sent in from all over. Remember, you can always just feel free to message me if you know my WhatsApp, or if you have me on Instagram or Twitter or anything, just send a message. Let me know that it is for the radio show, and I will be so very happy to answer it for you. Alrighty, so let's see. Actually, before I get into questions, before I jump right into questions, let me see if there's anything on the Radio FX app, which you can also be listening to if you don't feel like watching. I know. We're a radio show. What are we doing on Twitch? You know, sometimes you need to branch out. But let me just double check the Radio FX app to see if there's anything to be seen. How's everyone doing on this fine Thursday? It's nice having my times Thursdays at 3 back. It was weird getting my times thrown around. Like, I was doing my shows on Thursdays, and then I was doing my shows, like, on Tuesdays, and I didn't know what to do. All right. Let's hop into questions. All right. Let's see. This person asked what they could do about being stressed out with work. They've been thinking about leaving their job to find another that will help them get more experience in their field. Perhaps some guidance is needed. Honestly, I don't know how some people can get jobs that, like, I mean, I get it. Listen, I get it. I get finances, awful. I hate money. I don't understand money. I did my taxes for the first time this year, and I think I did them wrong. And frankly, I don't care. That's between me and the government. Actually, that's between the government and God. That has nothing to do with me. But I'm here. I exist in America as it is. But I can't understand, like, getting a job that you can't further yourself in, like, that you can't see a future in. Like, for day-to-day survival, I understand, but if you're trying to build a life, it can be very hard. And then you get stuck in that spiral, like an Education Connection commercial, where it's just like, I can't get a job because I don't have a degree, and I can't get a degree because I don't have money, and I don't have money because I can't get a job, and I can't get a job because I don't have a degree. Funny, I remember those commercials. You're old like me. But it is hard to leave a job that is paying you, even if it's something else that's just as interesting or something you would enjoy. Like, honestly, if my boss is hearing this, Melissa, no, you didn't. But I do have trouble. There have been some moments where I've wondered if I want my job that I have right now. As much as I love it, there's just certain things that, I was thrown for a loop about. And I, was looking at other jobs, and I saw jobs that were interesting. I'm not leaving my job because I love my job and I love what I'm doing. But I thought about it. It would be in the same, but it was going to be in the same sector that I'm already in, like in my field, just in a separate part of my field. But anyway, but leaving something that is like a confirmed check and to move to something in your field, a lot of the times when you're moving into something in your field, it is harder because money. But let's pull out a tarot card and see what the stars and the universe has to say. Okay, so I have tarot cards right here. I'm shuffling them. There's a little camera here where I'm supposed to be able to switch so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm afraid to touch this computer. It will blow up. This computer, I have been doing my show since 2019, and this computer has had it out for me and everyone around me, and anyone that has ever stepped foot into the studio since the day I walked in. Honestly, since the day it was brought in. But, okay. Here is your card. Strength. Now, a lot of people associate strength with physical strength. And even if they think of emotional strength, they don't really think about having strength when it's hard. We very much focus on, you need to be strong and sacrifice for your job. Like, you need to be able to sacrifice for your work, for your money, for your cash. You have to grind. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I don't believe that you have to literally hate your life and to show that you're strong. I think there's a certain strength in knowing, hey, I can't do this, and I don't want to do this, and I would rather do something in my field. It would make me happier. It would, open more possibilities for me. It's what I'm studying, what I want for my future. Just, like, it's so hard to say, I'm going to do this for myself, because we don't see selfishness as strength, even though it takes a level of strength to be able to make a selfish decision just for you. But I definitely think that looking for a job in your field would take a level of strength that you may not feel that you have, but you can find it. And never be afraid to lean on others. I know so many people who just will not take the time to lean on others and, like, give themselves a chance to learn and grow and, like, take from, like, allow themselves to take and grow from others. It's not bad to lean on your friends and your family when you need those moments of strength. Yeah. I mean, the best thing I can tell you is make a pro and cons list. Make a pro and cons list and look at all the cons and all the pros and think about it logically. And then take that list, crumble it up and throw it in the garbage, throw it in a fire, throw it in a lake. Get rid of it and listen to what you need for yourself. No one else is going to know what you need for yourself. You cannot live your life for others. You have to live your life for yourself. Finances will fall into place if you let them. You have to take the chances. Recently, I was asked by one of my professors what regret I had in my life. And my only regret is not taking other chances that I could have. That's the only thing I regret in my entire life. And I have been through a lot. And that is the one thing that I can say that I regret wholeheartedly. There's so many times that I've had chances that I have just not taken because I'm afraid. Because I mean, especially with work, I had been coming to the university for like a year and a half, or honestly, maybe 2 years before I figured out like, oh, I can like work in my field as like a work study and I can like love what I'm doing. And that's hard. And it is genuinely difficult to, allow yourself to do that sometimes. And it does take inner strength. All right. Let's see one more question before we cut for another lovely song break. Sorry, I honestly did not prepare enough for this beforehand. Yes, more tarot cards. All right, this person wanted to know how to better balance their work, school life, and self-care. Any advice on how they can take care of themselves even though they have a busy schedule, just to find out that balance. I have so much trouble with that. I am genuinely awful at that. There is balancing yourself is so balancing your life and your work and your school and your self-care takes so long. I think it's just continuous. Like, you're just going to be spinning plates for the rest of your life, unfortunately, and it's going to suck. But honestly, these past couple, weeks, I have just been doing schoolwork. I don't hate it, but I know I cannot continue that way forever. And soon I'm going to have to, stop and let myself have a break, breathe even. I think it is harder every time we have to go into, a COVID type, anytime there's, a COVID scare and they're like, everyone stay home, stay in place. Because you're at home, yes, but you're also working from home, doing school from home, and trying to relax. You never have that moment of okay, I can walk out the door and I'm leaving my work or my school at school. No, you're doing it all at home. All right, before I go any further, because tangents, I forgot to ask the station, station production show? I forgot to ask the dude that does this how I can flip the cameras, but whatever. I'll just hold the tarot card up. Okay. Don't all jump at once. It's fine. Okay. It's fine. I'm sure I'll figure it out. All right. You got the Two of Wands. Now, the Two of Wands is an interesting card just because I've always associated it with looking forward towards the good things in your life. And woo, tater cards. Yes, I love tater cards. I get them at Sonic all the time. The Two of Wands has always been one of those cards where I associate it with something specifically like looking forward to the good in life. But a lot of the times it can mean a lot of taking the chances to start off new and following your desires and your aspirations. And a lot of the times when we overwork ourselves, it's because we're trying to play too many roles at once, and we're not giving other people the chance to not only help us, but to take some of that load off. I'm definitely that type of person where, like, I do have trouble saying, hey, I can't do this. I've gotten better at it with work, with school. I feel like I can never say that. I feel like it's so hard to say, you know what, I can't do this right now, or I need to, I just can't do this. Just because I'm in university. You're paying so much money. And who can even, like, you don't want to screw up, you don't want to mess up, and you don't want to be that person that, lets one thing fall, but then you're overcommitting because there's school and you can't say no to schoolwork. You can't say, no, I'm not going to do homework. And then you're overcommitting to work. And you feel like you can't say no to your boss sometimes. I feel like there's a lot of times with work, we are so afraid to be like, hey, can I, you give this to someone else. Like, I have enough on my plate right now. Because we feel like there's going to be repercussions, which there shouldn't be, frankly. There shouldn't be repercussions for saying, oh my God, yeah, you know what, oh my God, hiccup. For saying, you know what, I can't do this right now. I have enough on my plate. We're just expected to carry on and just, like, suffer in silence like a 50s housewife. And it's not possible. It's not healthy. You can't spend your whole life doing that. And I feel like obviously, it's so much easier said than done to be like, just take chances for yourself. But, genuinely, take time for yourself. Give yourself moments of respite. Let people around you take some work off your plate. And also ask yourself if you're doing all of this because you're worried about your work and your job, or if you're avoiding something. Because I know that I get all up in arms about, like, I'm like throwing work onto my plate, and I'm, picking up assignments, and I'm working harder on schoolwork, and I'm throwing myself into work and school and all my other obligations, just because I don't want to focus on something else that's going on at the time. And it's not a healthy way to deal with it by any means, and I don't recommend it to anyone. I've made it this far, but there is no guarantee that I will continue to make it. I think finding little moments of respite is important. Just give yourself moments. Honestly, I feel like sometimes if I'm literally so stressed and so overworked, I will give myself like a few minutes with some tea. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I knew it. I'm psychic. I knew you were going to spell it respect. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to give yourself those moments of respite. And honestly, sometimes you feel like you don't deserve it. Everyone deserves it. Everyone. But you don't feel like you can give yourself those moments. And I understand that. But definitely look forward. Don't look back. One thing the card specifically said was, you definitely are working towards your desires, sure, but you can't forget that to make it to your desires, you have to not burn out. Because what's the point of putting in all this work if by the end of it, you're not even going to get to enjoy it? All right, so I have babbled on long enough. We're going to cut to some music now. Up next, we have Fleetwood Mac, The Weeknd, Ariana Grande. You're listening to Moonlit Vibes only on Vacata Radio with DJ Santana. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Always remember that you can send in your questions on Instagram, WhatsApp. You can even send in a question in the Twitch chat, and I will see it and answer it with my tarot cards. Thank you. This is The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. Hey y'all, I'm back. I hope y'all have enjoyed that. That was NASA by Ariana Grande. All right, let's hop back into some questions. First, how to deal with anticipatory anxiety, like around things. I feel like something that has a resistance, maybe. Okay, well, I honestly, things are a lot harder when you're thinking about them than when you're in the moment within them. Because I feel like I do get a lot of anticipatory. I'm going to be saying that all day because it's such a wild word. But I feel like I am a victim of anticipatory anxiety. Like, I do spend so much time, like, thinking, oh my God, here's all the million ways that this could go wrong. And then I'm in front doing what I'm doing. And it's just like, oh, that literally was not even a big thing. Like, when I first came here to do the radio and I came and I met with Sam. Miss you, Sam. Shout out to Sam. Not that the team here isn't great, but Sam, what? Sam. She was my soul sister. I was nervous. I was honestly terrified. And I study production. Like, I'm a broadcast major. I spend almost all of my class time learning how to talk in front of a camera, in front of a microphone, in front of... and then I'm minoring in theater, so I spend all my time learning how to be in front of an audience. And I was still scared. It was just me, one person. It was still COVID restrictions. So we were like halfway across the room with our masks on. And I was still horrified. And I sat in this teeny tiny little room, shaking in my boots. And I was nervous. And I mean, I personally do get a lot of anxiety, just in general. I'm an anxious person. I'm a worrier, especially if it's for someone other than me. I spend a lot of my time worrying. And I feel like that anticipatory anxiety comes in, and then what can you do? What can you say? Okay, so let's pull out a tarot card for you in that. Okay, just a quick little shuffle. Wait, okay. Literally, I was just taught how to do this, and then I immediately forgot. Because I'm wet slow. Ooh. God. Okay, you know what? No, I'm just gonna hold it up. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to teach me again. But not right now. Not right now. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. I can do this. Alright. Let's see what the cards have to say for you and your anxious little brain. Ooh. The Five of Pentacles. I've always associated this card with either needing help and not wanting it, or wanting to offer someone help and not wanting to share that with someone. Like, feeling like there's someone around you that you know you want to help, but you can't. But I feel like in your case, you know that this is something that you don't want to deal with and that you're dealing with alone and that you shouldn't and that you don't have to. And yet here you are. Here you are. This card is also associated a lot with the feeling of loneliness and loss, parted lovers, affinity through adversity, kind of like being stuck in those moments and finding your peace. And I feel like you find your peace in those moments, but it's what leads up to it that you are like having the hardest time with. And I get it. It is so scary. Honestly, I have restarted this radio show every semester, 2019. Every time I'm horrified. Every time there's a change in the radio team. Scary as all heck. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they know what they're doing. And it's scary. It is scary. And you spend all your time thinking of all the ways that everything can go wrong. And then before you know it, you're shaking, you're crying, you're throwing up. And then you get to it, you're in the moment, and then it's not as scary. Because all of the things that could have possibly gone wrong did not go wrong. Because we live in the real world where, like, crazy things don't go wrong. Like, there's something about us as human beings where we just spend our time catastrophizing all of the ways that everything could go wrong, how it could go wrong. And then once you're finally in the moment, it's not as bad. But sometimes it can keep you from doing the things that you want to do because you're so anxious and horrified about it. So the best thing I can offer you is just Allow yourself to be in the moment. Don't think, just get it out of your head. Think about something else. Honestly, I can't be left alone with my thoughts. I'm always either hearing music, a podcast, watching something, because I know if I'm left alone with my thoughts, I will just like think myself into like a stupor. And that's not healthy. That's not good. And no one should do that. I think before anything, if you're anxious before like anything, just allow yourself moments where you don't think. Allow your brain to just shut off for a little while. That's the best thing I can offer you. All right, another question. I think this is going to be our last question of the day. All right. How to better accept success. I feel like, based on how you worded your question, one of your main things might be self-sabotage, which that is my middle name. I'm so bad at self-sabotage. I spend so much of my time being like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this, but no, I can't because, I can't. And then you stop yourself from moving forward and all these advances and everything that you want, and you're just holding yourself back for no other reason than it being overwhelmed. I don't know. It can feel like you're constantly just going in a circle, and it gets very hamster wheelie, as you said, where you're spending so much of your time just going back and forth, and then there is just nothing happening. But we're not on a hamster wheel. Not really. It can feel like that, and we can definitely get stuck in slumps, but we as humans are always moving forward, and you have to allow yourself to move forward. You can't think about the things that you've given up in the past. You have to look for the opportunities in the future, because you can't go back and change what already happened. No one can. The best thing you can do is allow yourself to learn from the mistakes that you've made and just move forward. Don't make the same ones again. Learn from the times that you have said no to something that you really wanted, or when you've missed an opportunity just because you felt like you were too overwhelmed. I feel like it's easier said than done. And a lot of the things I say, it's so much easier said than done, because we as humans just want to stay in our own ruts sometimes. And I feel like especially in entertainment and like media, it's so hard to accept yourself and accept like selling yourself as a product, especially if you're an actor or like someone in broadcast media, where you have to sell yourself as a product within itself, like when you're auditioning and when you are moving forward with things like you're going to job interviews. You know that you're going to be on camera. You know that you're going to be behind a mic. You know you're going to be auditioning for something. And I feel like we often just say no because we're like, oh, I don't think I can handle this. Why? Who said you can't handle it? You can do anything you set your mind to. Everything is possible. Let us see what the cards have to say for you, though. I promise next time I'll have this all figured out. I'm low-key I'm low-key stupid, and it's not anyone's fault because it's just me. It's just me. Okay, hold on. Wait. Okay, yes, cards. Chariot. You got the Chariot, Mr. I almost said your name. Sorry, you said you wanted to be kept anonymous. But you got the Chariot. Now, for the Chariot, I always associate the Chariot personally with, like, the passage of moving forward, of success and balance. And I feel like so many people... Let me just hold this up. The Chariot. I feel like so many people spend their time not thinking about all the successes they've made. You've gotten to this point. You've gotten to this point in your life. You've had to succeed at some point. Look back at your successes and see what you did. And then look back at the things that you didn't succeed at and see what you did. And see how you can evolve and be better. And that's all I got for y'all. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick music break. I probably will be back to say goodbye, but if I'm not, you can always send me questions on Instagram to my personal Instagram or send them to the Good at Radio Instagram. Someone will pass it along. You can also ask questions on Radio FX. You can ask questions on Twitch now that we're twitching. That's not the word. Streaming on Twitch. If you're in one of my classes, feel free to ask me a question through WhatsApp because I'm always near my phone. Yeah. All right. This is You Right by Doja Cat and The Weeknd.